Live. News 8 at 5 starts now.
Tonight, a manhunt underway in New Haven. Police searching for the gunman that shot an off-duty officer after killing another man.
Signal 4, Signal 4, 612 in Henry, black male, foot 28. Signal 4, officer down.
The police chief speaking directly to that shooter just moments ago.
We will find you, and we will bring you to justice.
Captain Anthony Duff still in the hospital tonight. He is expected to recover. We have live team coverage tonight. Folks in the Dixwell neighborhood where that shooting happened are outraged.
Others across the state are showing their support for a highly respected officer. We begin with News 8's Mario Boone, who has the latest on the investigation. Mario.
Well, and a very fast-moving investigation. We are here where the shooting happened last night. Let me step back and give you a scene here. This is where the news conference just wrapped up moments ago. You can see the police emergency services van still here on the scene. We're getting some new information from police. Let's go ahead and show you some video. We'll let you get a look at the beloved police captain, Anthony Duff. Again, this is a beloved police officer here in this community. He ran the district substation here for many years, and of course, as you know, is now the police spokesperson. But this is what we're learning. The police tell us that Anthony Duff, Captain Duff, came upon a shooting in progress late last night, just after 9 p.m. He was off duty at the time, and just like the hero he is, he sprang into action, engaged the shooter, and gave chase to this individual. At that time, Captain Duff was shot multiple times, according to the police chief. The good news this evening is Duff is recovering and is expected to make a full recovery. He is at the hospital. He made it through surgery overnight and is there being comforted by family and friends. That's the good news. On the flip side of this, we do know the shooter still on the loose tonight, and the police have thrown down the gauntlet. They are calling for all hands on deck. Everyone is pitching in to find the shooter who wounded this police captain and also shot and killed what is being described as a civilian here in this community. I want to now play for you some of the sound from Chief Tony Reyes. Take a listen.
We're standing here today as one community to say that we will not tolerate gun violence in our city. Yesterday, we lost a young man from this community to violence right on this street. He was murdered by someone, and that someone almost murdered a police officer as well.
All right, back live here on the scene. As you can see, some of the officers still here lingering, beginning to shuffle out. Here's what I want to say about the victim who was killed. Police are telling us they cannot give us a positive ID on the victim. They have not been able to positively determine who he is, and so far no one has come forward to claim his remains. So I know many people have been asking on social media, who is the victim? Why aren't we talking about him? Well, rest assured, we are working as hard as we can to learn his identity. I know the police are doing the same. The simple fact is they just have no idea who this murder victim is at this time. And lastly, before I go, I want to show you this, because the police people here at the press conference referenced this. This is a tourniquet. Every police officer in New Haven has one. It was given out by Yale New Haven Hospital, and this device and the quick thinking of a fellow police officer here in New Haven being cited as the reason Captain Duff is alive tonight. I'm going to talk more about this and how it was used to save him. That part of the story coming up next at 6. We are live in New Haven along Henry and Dixwell. I'm Mario Boone, News 8.
Captain Duff, well known, well liked and respected. So as you can imagine, folks in the neighborhood where this shooting happened are furious.
News 8's Noel Gardner is live in the neighborhood with a reaction tonight. Noel.
Scott, and this neighborhood is filled with kids. Locals tell me more needs to be done to stop the gun violence. Neighbors who live in the area of Henry Street and Dixwell Avenue took cover as they heard the gunshots.
Honestly, I was in the shower last night when everything happened. All I heard was my fiance running through my house talking about get down. and all my kids were escorted to the back of my house to my stepson's room.
Neighbors were alarmed when they saw SWAT teams with guns drawn going door to door looking for the gunman.
See a bunch of SWAT teams come in with all the guns and stuff drawn, but I was glad to see them coming around checking to make sure that everything was okay in the neighborhood. You know, it's frightening to hear that somebody shot and killed somebody, but it's something that we hear around here all the time.
Guns are like almost standing taller than me, so, you know, the first thing I see, when I see that, you know, just slow down and you start to kind of just notice what's going on, then just go the other way.
Locals are saddened by the violence.
Who want to hear that your son or your brother or your husband got murdered or your wife or somebody? Come on, man.
Neighbors say parents need to be more involved in what their kids are doing.
The major problem is that parents doesn't parent their kids.
So I take care of my kids the best way I can. I make them understand that the things that go on out here don't make you. It's how you present yourself.
This mom of 5 says she's afraid for her kids' safety.
I've actually been planning to move for a long time. This just gonna make it easier for me to move faster.
Douglas Bethea says he's worked for years to prevent gun violence after his son was shot and killed just a few blocks away from where the latest shooting happened.
When we started outreach in the community in 2007 and 2008 when my son got killed, we were out here on the streets, knocking on doors, talking to kids, doing what we needed to do to prevent this violence.
And coming up at 6, we talk to locals. They tell us why Captain Duff is such an important part of this community, and they're reacting to him being shot last night. I'm live tonight in New Haven. Noelle Gardner, News 8.
Captain Duff was a highly respected member of the New Haven Police Department. He's been on the job in the Elm City for 24 years. Police departments across the state showed him their support. News 8's Kent Pierce talked to a former New Haven alderman about Duff's positive reputation.
Anthony Duff has become a familiar face to everyone in New Haven in his recent job as the police department's official spokesman. But before that, he was the district manager for the Dixwell area.
He's always smiling. He never had like an angry face or anything. You know, you could tell him that, you know, the world just collapsed and he'll still be smiling.
Greg Moorhead used to be the alder for that area. He says Duff helped him deal with a person who was harassing him.
Ever since then, you know, I said, this guy is different. You know, he's not like everybody else, but he always wanted to make sure that everybody else was taken care of.
High .9 millimeter, a 20-gauge shotgun.
After 24 years on the force, Duff became the department's public information officer early this year, providing crucial updates about public safety and ongoing investigations. Other departments, like the state police, already reaching out on Twitter, wishing Duff a speedy recovery. Those who know him don't think anyone would intentionally try to hurt him.
Because he used to be a district manager, like they know him in that area, and there's nothing bad about him, you know, so I don't know how this could have happened, you know, to him.
Lots of different police agencies reaching out via social media, wishing Captain Duff well, including the neighboring town of Hamden's police department, also including the message that it's incidents like this that remind everyone just how dangerous police work can be. Outside Yale New Haven Hospital, I'm Kent Pierce, News 8.
And for the latest on the condition of Captain Duff and the manhunt for whoever shot him and the identity of the other person who was shot and killed last night, stay with News 8 on air, online, and at the News 8 app.
All right, we're going to get a check on your weather, taking a live look outside across the state. New Haven, Waterbury, Hartford, New London, all dreary and gray today, though there are some blue skies out there. Some spotty rain as well. Here's meteorologist Joe Fury. Joe.
All right, you know, things are doing a whole lot better right now than they could have been. And we got indications of this last evening as we were seeing some drier air come down from the north, suppressing some of the heavy rain to the south. And yes, that is blue sky and some sun out across parts of the I-84 corridor north at the moment. There's the big band of rain. This could have very well been right over us, but instead it's out to the south and east. Some severe weather down to the south. Today, 1.21 inches at New London. Rest of the state, 1/10 of an inch or less. New London, rather gray at the moment. Middletown, a little brighter. And yes, look at the blue sky in Hartford at 77 degrees. So mainly dry this evening. Temperatures in the 70s, dew points in the 60s to around 70. And maybe a shower in northern Connecticut around midnight. Otherwise, 60s to around 70 to start the day tomorrow. Some fog around. Mixed sun and clouds tomorrow. Highs up around or just over 80. Little less humid. Can't rule out a scattered shower. Most of Wednesday should be dry. We'll talk about the end of the week and the weekend and that 8-day forecast coming up.
New information tonight about a deadly shooting in Merritt, and the victim has been identified as 32-year-old Francisco Huertas. He was found dead in the front yard of a home on Allen Avenue just before noon on Sunday. No word yet on any arrest. Police are asking for surveillance video from folks in that area.
New at 5, a Winstead man is accused of threatening police officers. 29-year-old David Regazine is facing charges. Police are not saying exactly what threats he made. Regazine is already locked up for another threat against a daycare in Canton. He's the husband of an employee there. Police say last month he threatened to kill everybody at the daycare if they didn't stop interfering in his marriage.
Manchester man accused of secretly recording video in the men's locker room at a gym in Windsor, South Windsor. 26-year-old Antonio Selby was arrested Sunday. Police say he set up his phone to record video of men getting changed at the LA Fitness on Buckland Road. Selby is charged with voyeurism.
A Brantford man is charged with spying on a woman in the shower. 45-year-old Paul DeLuca was arrested over the weekend. Police say he was looking through the bathroom window at a marina, watching a woman in the shower area. He's charged with voyeurism and disorderly conduct.
New tonight at 5. Former UConn men's basketball coach Kevin Ollie has won a ruling on union protection in the fight over his firing. An arbitrator says Ollie is protected by a union contract when it comes to the standard the school must meet in proving his firing was justified. UConn's argued Ollie's personal contract superseded union protections, allowing it to fire him for a broader range of offenses. UConn fired Ollie last year for just cause. He's fighting for the $10 million left on his contract.
People in Lima are voting on funding for a controversial sewer project. Right now, people in the Soundview Beach area have septic tanks. The town wants to put them on the sewer system to comply with an order from the state environmental officials. Police are voting whether to, people are voting whether to allow the town to borrow $7 million to pay for the project. Neighbors in Soundview Beach would have to pay it back over 20 years. Some are concerned about that cost.
Some Housatonic Community College students will be able to go to school for free this year. The college is launching its Housatonic Promise program. It pays for tuition and fees after all other aid applies. So to qualify, students must live in the Housatonic service area, be enrolled full-time at the college, have a certain GPA, and demonstrate unmet financial need. Program applications are now being accepted. Housatonic Promise is being paid for by a $100,000 donation.
A Stanford man is walking from New York to Boston, spreading his message for peace. Al Forty started his walk in the Big Apple earlier this month. He's walking 10 miles a day on his way to Boston, staying in motels along the way. He passed through New Haven today. He hopes to be in the Boston area early next month.
I believe if we all pray for peace, we'd have peace. First, peace in ourselves, peace in our families, neighborhoods, cities, country, and the world.
This is not his first walk for peace. Forty walked from New York to Chicago in 2008.
Coming up on News 8 at 5, a civil trial getting underway in the Nathan Carman case. His mother missing after their boat sank back in 2016. Why insurance companies are refusing to pay for his claim.
Tackling high drug prices, some members of Congress are trying to help your wallet. We'll tell you about their plan.
New tonight at 6, caught on camera. Watch East Haven Animal Control confront these loose and dangerous dogs. We'll show you what happened tonight at 6.